Hey YouTube, your girl is back. Your girl is back with another video. Alright you guys, so today I'm just coming to you all quickly with another pre-recorded video. I am doing my little nightly run, honey, to Walmart. And I'm like, oh, well, you know, Walmart is a good little distance from my house. Well, the one I want to go to anyway is a good little distance. So why not do a little, just a little voice recording for you all, while I'm on my way, just to kill some time. But if you are listening to this right now and you are not subscribed, what are you doing? Or what are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn those post notifications on so you will be notified every single time I post. Thank you all so much for you all who continuously support my videos and subscribe. I appreciate you all so much. Let's keep growing the family, honey. Let's keep growing. Now, today we're going to talk about Miss Brooklyn Frost. Little Miss Brooklyn Frost, honey. The YouTube streets are trying to drag my good, you know, and I'm just like, no ma'am, y'all going to have to get up off of Brooklyn. So for those of you all who don't know, Brooklyn Frost, she is a younger YouTuber. A lot of you all who watch my content, we talk about, you know, older people, so you may not be familiar with her, but she is the sister of Deshae Frost. Her whole entire family does YouTube. They live out in LA, and they all are an interesting, beautiful family. Brooklyn has had her own channel for quite some time. Like I said, because her brother, you know, he's pretty popular, has a wonderful channel, and he pretty much did what DDG did. You know, he pretty much put his whole family onto YouTube, and you know, they have a really, really good little family unit over there. So they're really interesting. You all check them out in your free time. But Brooklyn just recently went through a breakup, and the internet is dragging Miss Brooklyn, and I just want to give my perspective because, baby, y'all gotta stop, okay? Y'all have got to stop. So background on Brooklyn. Brooklyn has her own channel, and she's only 17 years old, you guys. Let me go ahead and throw that out there. She's only 17 years old, and she's had about this is her second, I guess, public relationship that she's had on the platform. She had an ex-boyfriend that didn't go well. That was a messy breakup, and she recently was in a relationship with this guy named Justin. His name here on YouTube, he also does YouTube as well. I think he raps. I don't know what he does outside of YouTube, but his name is Jason Go. And her and Justin were an item. You know, people love seeing them together. They had a really good dynamic. But y'all know how these young folks do YouTube. You know, listen, if you want to run up a bag on YouTube, honey, people love couples, especially the younger generation. They love couples. They love pranks. They love the idea of happily ever after. They love family units. They just love it all. They eat it up. So Justin and Brooklyn, they began to, you know, feature each other on each other's channel, and people love their little relationship. Justin was, you know, in a lot of the family content. He would travel with Brooklyn. You know, he was her boyfriend, and they had a little, you know, a good little relationship. You know, it was kind of fast after her breakup with whoever she was with before. I think his name was Delane or something like that. But, yeah, for the most part, you know, they were people got invested in their love story, so to speak. And recently Brooklyn came out and she revealed they were no longer together. She admitted that she was not happy in the relationship. You know, a lot of people were dragging her. They were accusing her of being ungrateful. You know, from the content they were watching, they were just accusing her of not being appreciative of him because he was, he was always, you know, being so nice and thoughtful to her, and she didn't seem like she appreciated. They really gave her a hard time because she said she wasn't happy in that relationship. And so that caused her to clap back and kind of spill some tea. And it caused her to kind of let everybody know, like, hey, you know, this man, you know, even though he's a good guy, he was lying to me. He lied about his age. She's 17, comes to find out he's about to be 20. He wasn't honest with her about that. And he also had, you know, been, you know, kind of mixing and mingling with one of her friends before in the past, before her. And he allowed her to be around the girl, and he was around the girl. And they, you know, he didn't reveal to Brooklyn that he had been talking to her friend. And so she pretty much just put a little tea, and now the internet is in an uproar because they feel like she just did him so wrong, and how dare she break up with him, and all this and the third. But I'm just gonna say this, y'all. The girl is 17 years old. She's 17, okay? And I'm gonna need for social media to stop trying to dictate if people gonna stay together or not. This is the thing. People know that YouTube is, a place where you can make a bag, and people know what to do to bring in the views. People know that if they put their relationship on camera, people are gonna eat it up. They're gonna get invested. They're gonna love it, and it's gonna put some coins in their pocket. I don't think it's ideal for anyone. I don't think anyone really wants to truly sit on YouTube with their significant every day and put everybody in their business. But people know that that's what people like to see. And so I feel like, and I think this is just a younger fan base thing, but a lot of people take these breakups and makeup so personal. But it's like this, like these people are real life people, and she's 17 years old. Okay, at 17 years old, nobody, in my opinion, at 17, you're not ready for long-term committed relationships at 17 years old. There is so much more life to live. There is so much more life to experience. And in my opinion, if, as a mom, I don't want my 17-year-old sitting around stressed out about no man either. Okay, we have to realize, ever since this girl has been on YouTube, the whole storyline has been her and her relationships, and that is draining as hell, and I really commend her, because she really is very mature for her age, and she pretty much was saying, like, she wants to find herself. She has the rest of her life to be somebody's girlfriend, to be somebody's wife, and she wants to find herself. And what is wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? What is wrong with that? Like, get out of La La Land, people. Get out of La La Land. Like, and like I said, I think this was, anyone who was an adult who watched this content, they pretty much I'm pretty sure they're not sitting around outraged. But it's for anyone that's a younger viewer who really is a diehard fan of people in these couple channels. Y'all gotta realize that a lot of these relationships are gonna go through bumps and lumps, and they ain't gonna last. Half of them ain't gonna make it. Okay? I'm looking back at it, and, I'm not with the person who I was with when I was 17 years old. I don't think a lot of us are going to end up with our high school sweethearts. It's okay. And, honestly, as a parent, I would want my child to focus more on herself and finding herself as well, because I'll be honest, I wasn't here for the, and I sound like a bitter old one when I'm going to say this, but I'm just not here for young adults, who ain't grown yet, laying up in a relationship with their boyfriend all the time. It's a recipe for disaster for me. So, I'm actually happy that she is growing up and realizing what's truly important, and that is herself, because at 17 years old, no one should be, in my opinion, at 17 years old, nobody should have to have the obligation of sitting on YouTube trying to be in a relationship. That is a lot. That is too much. It's too much pressure that comes with it. Because first they're going to be pressuring y'all. They were literally about to move together, you guys. And, and that's just too much. It's too much. Like, at 17, you should be worried about, what outfit you're going to wear to school tomorrow, what's the latest TikTok dance, who your real friends is, are you going to go to college? That's the type of things that you should be worried about at 17 years old. Not sitting around here heartbroken about a man. We got the rest of trust me, okay? We have the rest of our lives as women to be heartbroken. At 17, it's just not, it's not the move. And, and the thing about it is, the rich people have a different type of, because they are a wealthy family, right? And so, they have, she's going to be able to take a different route in life, that may be a little bit more advanced and less traditional. So she's going to have the luxury to have the option of whether or not she wants to go to school, and she's going to have the option to have a successful business before she even graduates school. So she's going to have a lot going on anyway. And like I said, with her being so young, she has so much more life to live. That relationship, it was going to be a distraction either way it goes. But a lot of people are giving her a hard time. They're really going in on her. She had to disable her comments. And I'm just here to say, leave this child alone. Leave her alone. She's a child. She doesn't, for you all to expect her to know how to properly be in a relationship is crazy, because she has so much more to learn. She has so much more skills that she has to develop as a person. The last thing she needs to do is try to worry about being somebody's girlfriend. She can figure that out later on in life. And just, my advice, that's why I said I'm not going to be unrealistic. I know my child is going to want to, when she gets to that age, she's going to want to have, friends and stuff like that. But I want to do what my mama did. My mama didn't really entertain that boyfriend, girlfriend stuff. I mean, she didn't. Like, she didn't. She didn't let my boyfriend, she didn't let me have no company. Like, she didn't let me go on no trips with no boyfriend. She didn't let me hang out after school with no boyfriends. And, it's sad, what I'm saying, when you're 17 and 16, you want to do that type of stuff. But I'm so grateful that she didn't let me do that, because it kept my mind focused on the right thing. Yes, I still snuck and did what I wanted to do, baby. At 17, honey, ooh, baby, honey, I was a whole hot girl. So at 17, I did a lot of things I wasn't supposed to do, but my mind was always in the right place. I was able to keep my eye on the prize. Like, I learned how to prioritize myself, because, my mom, she programmed it in my head, even though she wasn't always present. Like I told y'all, I live with my grandmother. Her, my grandmother, all of them worked together and programmed, me putting me first. They did that, and they did it unintentionally. They literally did. They didn't have to sit down and tell me like, "Oh, girl, put yourself first." But what they would do was, they would not entertain anything that they knew wasn't going to, be any substance in my life. So all that hanging out and running the streets and having a boyfriend and can I go with my boyfriend for the weekend, all that was a no-go in my household. And yeah, sometimes your children will rebel, so you don't want to be too strict on them, but I would rather be strict and not even entertain that, versus set my child up for a disaster, because this girl is too young, in my opinion, to have gone through 2 public breakups. She's too young for this. That's too much for someone of her age to be dealing with. It can take a toll on grown people when they go through public breakups and they get bashed. So just imagine a 17-year-old, you guys. Like, we got to stop pushing this whole fairy tale narrative. All this family channel, get a boyfriend, get pregnant, had a baby, now you 20, you done been divorced and you got 2 children. We don't need to do all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let this girl live out her life. She has her mind in the right place. She wants to focus on herself. She wants to be successful, and she does not have to be in a relationship to do that. Justin will be all right. He's 20 years old. He probably don't know what he want anyway. They will find other people. It will be all right. But y'all leave Brooklyn alone. Brooklyn is 17. Let her grow. Let her learn on her own, and stop messing with that girl now. Don't start that. But that's all I had to say, you guys. That was just my piece on it. I'm sending my thoughts to Brooklyn, because I wasn't even going to talk about it at first, but it has been really going viral. So I'm like, okay, well, let me just give my perspective. Let children be children. That's the problem these days. Social media is trying to force people to grow up and do things. Even her having her own skincare company, that is amazing. That is wonderful. But even that is a lot for being 17 years old. Let's make it okay to be kids. Let's make it okay for kids to be kids again. Children shouldn't have to worry about all this stuff. But that is my piece. Like I said, I'm sending my thoughts to her. I hope everyone kind of takes it easy on her and just realizes that she's young. She's gonna go through these things, and I just hope everything works out in her favor. But that is all. I will see you all in my next video. Thank you all for tuning in.